recording has started. I just told about downloading the example files, and we extracted it to our USD root as its structure. Okay. So what are we going to do? What constitutes an asset? Yeah. And let's go. Why is it necessary? Everybody reads by himself. I just mention the key points which are for me interesting, and you guys also, if you say yeah, that resonates, or I've got a point I'd like to add, just throw it in, right? Yeah.
So what's really important, because it says no one size fits it all solution. Mm-hmm. When you start working with it, you'll see that a lot of people are using it in a lot of different ways, depending on industry and background, so on and so forth. So it's important to define in a group of how you want to start. So define minimal structure, naming conventions, and how you want to structure your overall project. Right.
And that's also where the domain comes in play, because if you're in a certain domain like logistics or animation, movie animation, there are certain words and meanings. So you have to come up with a common structure which makes sense for this domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Content flow, exactly. Seamless collaboration, exactly. No, everybody has to know what it's all about. And a good idea is to structure it by collaboration context. So people working together should know about the structure or share the knowledge about the structure. And also you can help collaboration with a layering concept or something. So I think there is a lot of examples showing that. Structure. Yeah. Here, the 4 principles of scalable asset structure. I think also Aaron mentioned that last time. Legibility, modularity, performance, and navigability, right? Yeah. So somebody with domain knowledge has to look into it and see, oh yeah, that's the storage area, or this is the rack location in my domain. Reuse performance, right? You can do a lot of performance optimization with instancing and these kind of things. Yeah, and people have to find their stuff. Yeah, that are bad examples. So, but yeah, I've seen that a lot as well.
Is there anything that you are allowed to say about how big industry partners like BMW and Mercedes are handling the entire thing? Is that governed by their PLM systems, or?
There is it's different, but there is also a learning curve in these domains as well, because if you just, as I said, take the output of the expert tools, which aren't really used to OpenUSD, the output is kind of not very useful. So you have to process it and bring it to a USD structure which makes sense.
Okay. I posted here a GitHub repo from a working group from the Academy Software Foundation, which is an example of collaboration on GitHub on a movie, yeah, and how they do it. And it's really interesting to see because this is where OpenUSD is coming from originally, and this is how they handle it. So if you want to dig in, it's interesting. The work group is happening twice a month or once a month. And if anybody's interested in getting involved, just DM me.
Yeah, names should represent purpose and nature. Makes sense. And as I said, it varies by domain. If you look at it and know, yeah, I know that, then it's good. Yeah. And also, do you so for catalogs, for example, it's not it's quite okay to use a product number or something because people can relate to it, and we also do like product number and a description in the prim and the metadata in the attributes. Yeah. So yeah, it's also a good approach. Public elements capitalized and underscore prims are internal. Verity. Yeah. Reuse and layer stacks are also an important thing of collaboration. Yeah. Yeah, entry points, exactly. It's about interfaces, you know. Yeah, performance. As a, yeah. For performance, also a payload is a big thing. Putting heavy geometry in payloads.
Mickey, when they built the big factory twins, yeah, do they have different LODs that they generate automatically and put them in variants?
Yeah, that also depends on the use case. You also like there is a block layout, for example. We say it's like a zone layout, for example, with just the bounding volumes of the different stations, and that also might be sufficient for some use cases, especially if you have it done modular. That you can say, okay, I want like this assembly line. I want to have I want to load the payload basically.
Yeah.
And for the others, you have like just the block layout. And you can since OpenUSD is very like flexible, you can create a stage basically which references the block layout for everything basically, and the detailed layout for the station, for example, and for this role, basically you assemble a custom stage which just displays what this role, like the assembly planner in this case, needs. So that's also a concept I like a lot. That you basically have your holistic digital twin with all the different highly detailed twins and some like level of detail as well. And per role, you create like different stages which pull in all the different highly detailed or LOD twins. Yeah. And that also counts into performance. No? You don't need every time all details. Right. speed of loading. Yeah, reference payload here, the magic. This reference claims about using timestamps versions to layers. Yeah. Instancing, that's also very powerful. Yeah. That's also a trade-off in my opinion, in my experience as well. Do you want to have like a very complex hierarchy or just a flat thing? Depends on the use case. Structure makes it simpler, right?
The collections sometimes in some Omniverse version work, and then in others they just totally don't work.
What connections do you?
The collections.
Collections. Yeah, I haven't much experience with that.
Yeah, I have some, but it's wicked.
Yeah, that's basically about structure and any remarks? So I'd continue.
Maybe that instancing might have effects on your simulation properties, right? With the physics stuff.
Yeah, good point. Physics. For physics, a flat stage structure is better in my from my experience. Just what do you have experience with physics?
Yeah, we had some issues. I don't know whether they're still in the current kit versions, but in the past we had issues where if you had instancing enabled due to some imports that just automatically utilize it, which is great, I think, in general. But when you try to make some kinematic simulations on the data, other instances of the same prototype were moving as well, and or not, or moving uncontrollably. It was, I don't know, somewhat of a mess.
Right. I think also we could do at some point in time a little example with physics. I don't think it's included here, but I think it's really powerful and interesting. Okay, so what's an asset interface? The root layer. Yeah. Subcomponents. Yeah. Yeah, the default prim basically is like your entry point if you reference it. So speaking of default prims, I found it in catalogs that you don't have a default prim, but a lot of root prims basically for each catalog member, and you reference it by referencing the prim. If you just reference the file, it takes the default prim. So yeah, let's do the first exercise then, right? Or questions to this default prim root thing? Basically, yeah, where you grab basically the USD asset. Okay. So let's unloading that. open my folder. USD root. I'm using Visual Studio Code right now. Go. Make it like that. One. What does it do? So here again to activate the Python environment, you have to activate it. What was it called? USD. Let's activate, right? No, let's copy that. It's doing something. Yeah, there it is. So open this here. Okay. Yeah, basically, USD view should always shows this root node that's not shown in the USD composer with Omniverse, right? I guess. Does it? See. No. Okay. Yeah. Notice animation in the comments. And the root item. Yeah. That's a sweet. How do you say this in English? Pseudo. Pseudo
I don't know.
root. Yeah. That's a pseudo root. And I'll also start an Omniverse Kit Explorer so we can compare it. Which one is it? Exercise 0, make entry point. While it loads, we can so open the following file, exercise make entry point. Why? That. Make entry point. Why? There we go. Okay. See. Oh, probably. Yeah. Just here, I've got like the USD composer. Which one was it? Asset structure export USD. By the way, did you notice that you can also now directly link into S3 and Azure for file storage, not only Omniverse? Oh, that's pretty neat.
Could I also have like an S3 bucket on Holzner or Hetzner online? Does that also work?
Whatever, yeah. So you don't need a nucleus anymore, basically. But you don't have then the real-time collaboration features and the but I think it's a nice alternative.
It's been a blocker for a lot of people because they thought they need a nucleus. Yeah.
So let's go. Where is it? USD root, asset structure, exercise 1, export. Yeah. Same, but see, it doesn't display the root, the pseudo root, but just like the top level prims. compare it to this, right? So no, these are basically the top level prims. Okay, in our script we will define a world prim under which the rest of the prims will be reparented. Yeah. Yeah, that's also an important thing to, if you edit with Python the USD things, you need this USD namespace editor. Let's copy that. And what happens here? This is the make entry point PY, which is what's referring to. So basically, we open this export USD, get the children of the pseudo root. We create a new world prim and set it to the default prim. Yeah, and then we're using this USD namespace editor for our stage in order to reparent the prims we have received by this getChildren call and reparent them to the world prim. And then we say, okay, yeah, that's good. Apply it. And then basically we save it again to large boolean F. No. Right. Save that. Do another terminal, I'd say. So we run that, right? Our script. That. Done. And it has created a large building F USD. And yeah, basically it has created like this world and reparented all the prims below. Let's see how that looks. The best effect is probably here to see. I open our created. So we've created this. World default prim and all those. And now if we also if we link this to another file, then we see something because we have a default prim. For the other file, we don't have a default prim. We don't see anything if we link it. Maybe to give you an idea, I do that as well. I've created a new file, right? And I link where's it? Our export file. See, doesn't have default prim set, so you don't see anything, right? And for the other one, we see it because it has a default prim, and we have also like the children. We don't want to have this prim. We can also do a reference here or a payload. Let's do like a payload and use this. So what's the difference here? Here is a reference. Basically, we get the root prim as well as a prim. And here we have basically the all children because it's a payload of this prim. Yeah. Any questions so far? It's not.
It's the global positional, correct?
That's a good question. There is why is it basically rotated? If we look into the metadata, we have here the up axis y, right? If when I'm creating a new file, I have specified that that I want to have z to up. I'm not sure why it's. Let's maybe create a. I see. Yeah. So here you see the blue thing is C, right, as an axis. And so if we like pull into our world with C up, a file which has specified Y up, it gets rotated, right? Mm-hmm. Because yeah, this is the Y axis, the green one, and so it aligns their Y axis with our Y axis.
A small question. This is the word position. When I like to make coordinates for the combination of one USB is referenced to the other USB, also the global, local, in combination to the other file. It is possible, and how?
You have several possibilities. Because of the composition things of USD, you can either have like the same hierarchy and do it as a layer. So it just you don't specify the position in your layered entities, but just in your main file basically. And as soon as you like put it into the global hierarchy, it gets it positioned by the composition. I've seen a lot of use cases where you basically have reference points you have one USD file with reference points, and then you basically align the referenced assets to these positions. So yeah, there
are the reference points model inside one special OSD file?
Yeah.
Or it is included in all the files? What is the best practice?
You can do it as you want, but
yes, but what is the best practice?
I'd say you have one file which has also this block layout, for example, which provides basically the structure and like some reference points. Also, this is useful if you have. So here you can, for example, let's create like that's our world, that's our house. Let's maybe do the street, right? So, and we have our house. And in the house we have our living room and our table. So and now we have basically this structure, right? And we can also position like these are frames of reference, right? And so if you want to specify put something on the table, we use basically this reference, right? Or we can also do like a that's a good exercise as well with the layering, how we do that. I'm not sure if that comes in now in this exercise as well. Yeah, probably. Let's do the exercise and then see what we have learned from it, and then like retry to do that, right?
There's Michi. There's also, and when you go to the extensions, there is the pivot, move pivot or something.
Yeah, that's for like aligning assets as well.
Yeah.
The pivot tool.
The pivot tool, which is basically putting another matrix on top of the existing so that you can adjust stuff, which it sometimes does on import as well. When it like figures out that your model is like 10 times too big or 10 times too small, it automatically does that.
But that's the Omniverse add-on. It's not built into core OpenUSD, basically. Yeah. Maybe just time is already up again. So I'd say we stop it here and do this next time. And I can do a little example as well for you, Natalia. Then or just look for some references how we did it.
Yeah, that would be very great. Also to see when coordination models, also that's the use case from my side, and the house would be get the coordination from the ward, for example. Also water and the what if a living room? The living room would be a definition as other coordination for rooms, and these rooms would be designed in other models and linked to the full models for the visualize, and automatically check it of the dimension. That's the use case.
That's basically you can do this with referencing and in this hierarchy. Great. So I'd say we call it a day today. First session in English. So thank you everybody, and I'd say have a good weekend and talk to you then next week, right?
Björn, I sent you connect on LinkedIn.
Okay.
See you next week, guys.